and welcome to this week's episode of Trash or Pass, brought to you by Sports Talk Tasha. And before I get into it, guys, I have so much for you this week. It's exciting. But before I get into it, I want to remind you to subscribe to my YouTube page, Sports Talk Tasha, and please go ahead and hit the like button on this video. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Sports Talk Tasha as well. Okay, so let's get into the trash, of course. So, of course, it pains me that I decided to include Monday Night Football in this, but I gotta give respect to my Monday Night boys because I have been dying to talk about Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson, what were you thinking, bro? What were you thinking? Trash. Actually, you weren't thinking at all. I know that you won some MMA fights. I get all that. But MMA ain't boxing, bruh. Boxing is a skill. You came out there looking like you actually wanted to fight Jake Paul, like literally brawl with him. But this is boxing. This is not MMA. And you had no inclination, nor did you give me any inclination that you actually wanted to box Jake Paul. So what happened to you? You got knocked the fuck out. And to anyone who was trying to cape for Nate, talking about he stepped out of his comfort zone and blah, 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 shut up. Shut the fuck up. Stepping out of your comfort zone is one thing. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. However, coming completely unprepared, that's another thing that I can't wrap my head around. And Nate looked completely unprepared. Nate pretty much looked like he probably practiced or, trained for 5 total minutes. And he was like, yeah, I'm an athlete. I can go out there and box with Jake Paul. No, you can't. That's not what boxing is. And please don't insult these fighters by thinking that that's what boxing is, because that's what's going to happen to you each and every time. So you looked like you treated this like a high school event. Now, I don't know if $500,000 is worth that much humiliation to you, but that's exactly what happened to you. You were humiliated, and you will be repeatedly remembered for this because that was terrible. Super trash, Nate. Super trash. All right, our next piece of trash, the NFL. The NFL has handled COVID like they really couldn't give a rat's ass. They don't care about the players. It's very obvious because they have postponed this Ravens-Steelers game like 11 times. And now the Ravens and Steelers are expected to play on Wednesday at 3:40 in the afternoon, like an after-school special. And then they have to step out and then play again on Sunday, which, I get it. You guys want to make your money, but geez, is it to the expense of these players? Like, you guys really don't give a shit, and super trash to you. You had months to develop protocols, months, and you did nothing, and it shows. And you look as unprepared as Nate Robinson. So trash to you. My next piece of trash, Jim Harbaugh. Whoa, Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh gets paid $8 million a year. $8 million a year is only fourth behind Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney, and Ed Orgeron. And guess what those 3 other guys have done? They've all won national championships. Jim Harbaugh, on the other hand, lost by double digits to an 0-5 Penn State team. That's right, 27-10. You lost by 10 points to 0-5 Penn State. Your record, Jim Harbaugh, since you have been at Michigan, you're 0-5 to Ohio State. They own you. You also are 3-3 to Michigan State. Michigan State is basketball school. And then you're 11-16 against ranked teams. You have a losing record to ranked teams. You're 2-12 to the top 10 teams. 2-12 is not just regular losing, that's super losing. That's bad. And then you have 0 Big Ten championships. So you're about to lose your job, Jim Harbaugh, as you should. You should not be getting paid $8 million a year, and that's an insult. Super trash, Jim Harbaugh. Next piece of trash. Oh, guys, I told you there was so much happening this past weekend. Nova, UVA, and UK, all of y'all, basketball, lost to unranked teams this past weekend. Listen, I know UVA is always with the shits just about every season, but they decided to start really early this season. Now, I'm not quite sure. I'm really hoping that you guys can find within yourselves to bounce back from this, but all three of y'all, super trash. Final piece of trash. Will Fuller, what are you doing? By now, I'm pretty sure you guys know what's on the NFL prohibited list. Why are you testing positive for PEDs? Now you're out for the rest of the year and one game for next year. I'm sure the Texans are really happy that they decided to trade DeAndre Hopkins and keep you, because that's working out really well for them. And they're really happy with every decision Bill O'Brien has made because the Texans, you guys are tanking. And I'm convinced that Bill O'Brien was sent to destroy that entire organization from the inside out. Anyway, super trash, Will Fuller. You're better than this. I can't believe that whatever you tested positive for, you know better, and I can't give you any excuses. Okay, let me clear my mind. Let's go on to the passes. Yes, we have passes, and we have lots of passes. Thank you, Jesus. Buffalo coach, I'm giving you a pass for not letting Jarrett Patterson break the record. Jarrett Patterson was on pace, 19 yards away from breaking the FBS record for most rushing yards in a single game, and you took him out of the game in the fourth quarter. He had 8 touchdowns for the game already, and I'm giving you a pass for this. You know why? Because that kid needs to rest, and he can break records in the NFL and make lots of money. And I am proud of you for letting him get that rest. So super pass to you. Let's move on to the Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight. That was the main event of the Saturday night, and a lot of people tune in because it was two legends about to fight. We've waited 15 years to see Tyson fight. Only 2 years for Roy Jones Jr., but it was something that everyone wanted to see. It was for the culture. And I'm going to say that Tyson went super easy on Roy Jones Jr. Like, nobody could tell me different, because Roy Jones Jr. was gassed. He looked like my grandma was trying to do a foot race with Usain Bolt. And he was huffing and puffing, and Tyson was like chilling the whole time. And I really think that Tyson could have done more with Roy Jones Jr., but he knew that culture needed this, and I'm proud of you, Tyson. I can see the growth, so I'm giving you a pass for letting him off easy, because you did. The next pass is my girl, Sarah Fuller. Shouts out to you. You broke history. You made history, girl. You have done it. You have broken a barrier that many did not think was ever possible for the longest time. And to all the losers that were trying to analyze Sarah Fuller's kicks, fuck you. Like, seriously, fuck you. Do not discount what that girl did. It took a lot of courage. Now that's stepping outside of your comfort zone and doing what's the right thing. So Sarah Fuller, pass to you, girl. My final pass goes to Tyreek Hill. I'm so excited that I get to watch you play football in my lifetime. Tyreek, you had 203 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Your 203 yards was the second most in all-time history, only to Lee Evans, who had 205 yards in 1991. And there's only 3 players who have done that in 30 seasons. And the other player, in case you're wondering, is Quadri Ishmael. So Tyreek Hill, it is an honor to watch you. I will give you a pass on everything. I'll give you a pass for the deuces. I'll give you a pass for calling help. I'll give you a pass for whatever smack talk you want, because you earned all of it. So super pass to you. Anyway, guys, that is it for this week's episode of Trash or Pass. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page at Sports Talk Tasha. And please remember to like this video and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you, everyone. And watch out for this week's episode, or next week's episode, sorry, of Trash or Pass. Have a good day. Have a good week. Enjoy your holidays.